young, gifted, and black. Oh, what a lovely, precious dream. To be young, gifted, and black. Open your heart to what I mean. In the whole world, you know, there's a million boys and girls who are young, gifted, and black. And that's a fact. You are young, gifted, and black. We must begin to tell our young. There's a world waiting for you. Yours is the quest that's just begun. When you're feeling really low, there's a truth that you should know. When you're young, gifted, and black, your soul's intact. How to be young, gifted, and black. Oh, how I long to know the truth. There are times when I look back and I am haunted by my youth. Oh, but the joy of today is that we can all proudly say that we are young, gifted, and black. When you are young, gifted, and black, we are young, gifted, and black, and that's where it's at. Mother, far too many of you crying. Brother, 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 far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer. Only love can conquer hate. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Oh, picket lines, picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so we can see what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Ooh. Change is gonna come. Hey, but change is gonna come. It's been a long time coming. Change is gonna, oh, mercy, mercy me. All these things ain't what they used to be. No, no, where did all my blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from north and south and east. Oh, mercy, mercy me. Now these things ain't what they used to be. All is in the oceans and open seas. Fish are full of mercury. Oh, oh, yeah, mercy, mercy me. You know these things ain't what they used to be. No, radiation's underground and in the sky. Animals and birds nearby are dying. Picket lines, picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality.
Oh, can we all breathe that in? Whew,
So
thank you,
we can
Daniela
see
Cobb.
what's going on.
Whew.
What's going on?
We begin with
What's
a
going
decolonized
on?
greeting.
What's going
This text we share with you
What's
is based
going
on Adrian Wong of Spiderweb
What's
Show,
going
some text from Dr. Harakuti Sharif Williams at the
What's
CUNY
going
Racial Justice and Performance Conference, and beautiful text from Rebel Black of Leaping Water Consulting with Edie.
We acknowledge that settler colonizers and imperialists from Europe took the unceded lands on which we gather from the indigenous ancestors and present-day peoples who have stewarded land, water, and living beings since time immemorial. This land, known as the United States of America, was and continues to be held by force.
We acknowledge that the dominant culture is based on stolen land and forced, unpaid, and coerced labor of enslaved Black people and many other groups. We honor the lives of all who endured and continue to endure in the face of settler colonialism and white supremacy.
Since our activities are shared digitally over the internet, we should also take a moment to consider the legacy of colonization embedded within technological structures, including the equipment, high-speed internet that aren't available in many marginalized and indigenous communities. Even the technologies that are central to much of the art that we are making, it leaves a significant carbon footprint, contributing to climate change in climates that disproportionately impact our people worldwide.
Today, we have participants from many different locations. We ask you to search for whose lands you are on and think about your role in coming to be there. You may live on your own ancestral lands. You may be an occupier of lands whose original caretakers were given no choice in your existence there. Maybe you or your ancestors were forcibly moved or forcibly taken from your own ancestral lands. Reflect and act on your responsibilities to Indigenous peoples given this information.
In the spirit of disability justice, principle of cross-movement solidarity, we share these final words as part of our decolonized greeting. Water is life, Black Lives Matter, solidarity with Palestine, stop Asian hate, together against anti-Semiticism.
Thank you, TaiRecka LA, for voicing and also stage managing. Thank you. My name is Claudia Alick. I will give you a short access check-in for myself. I am physically disabled, so I might have a muscle spasm, or I might pull a face. That is my body pulling a face because a muscle is pulling it. Other than that, all of my access needs are met. Welcome to the call. Dr. Ayodele Nzinga reached out to me to manifest a ritual to set an intention for a global watch night for all Black lives for December 31st, 2021. She named that it should take place at a magical time. She named that the event that it had to be a Black space, a fully Black space, that we needed history and youth and music and poetry and faith and justice and sacred numbers and Africa and connections to the diaspora. And so I sent out a call, and I was joined by Cheri Miller and TaiRecka LA and Julia Rice. And then we sent out the call. We were joined by Daniela Cobb, Adunni, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, Minister Sherry Murphy, Queen J. Tarika Lewis, Cyree Jarrell, Tinu Abayomi Paul, and Nyree Young. And now we have y'all here to join the call. And we're going to hope we hope that you spread it. Thank you all for joining us to create this medicine and magic that we all need together.
Freedom's Eve, December 31st, 1862, marks the first night known as Freedom's Eve. With anxiety and precariousness, slaves and free Blacks brought in the new year, gathering in churches and private homes to await the news that the Emancipation Proclamation had become the new law. Today, Watch Night is an annual New Year's Eve tradition that includes the memory of slavery and freedom, reflections on faith, and celebration of community and strength. Watch Night recognizes both the significance of tradition for descendants of slaves and a pivotal moment in Black history.
As our beloved ancestor says, in this here place we flesh that sings, weeps, laughs, dances. In this here place we love our flesh, we love it hard. Watch Night, a gathering where Black folk discern to the path to our full emancipation. Watch Night, a balm in Gilead for the many wide open and deep pains located deep within us. A balm for the many pains ever since Plymouth Rock landed on us. Yet through our faith, we gather and stand here, a manifestation of our ancestors. You see, we are the mutiny aboard slave ships who demanded give us free. We are the double entendre song whose hearts soared with joy, despite their bodies locked down in chains. We are the runaways like Harriet Tubman. Yes, through it all, we gather and stand here as manifestations of our ancestors. We are the rebellions like Nat Turner. We are the ones who could fly. We are the speeches of Malcolm X. We are the dreams of Martin Luther King. We are the Fannie Lou Hamers who questions America. We are the revolution that shall be televised. And in our collective strength, we greet the morning of our freedom about to dawn upon us. In community, we catch the visions of a people who affirms that another world is possible. Oh, can you hear the rumblings of our resistance? We remember that through it all, we make joy accessible. We gather to revive the Black soul that will never normalize oppression. And as our matriarch tells us, we tell the kind of truth that will make your teeth itch, the kind of truth that will make you lose your mind up in here, up in here. You see, the blood of this strange fruit has been resurrected. They have risen because of our willingness to collectively forge a new pathway which stops the violence, heals our souls, and reimagines what is possible.
We all know that the colonizer's tools will not dismantle their house, but it can and will be dismantled. With this poem, creation is a cycle that I dedicated to my Yoruba mother. I invoke all the mothers in my lineage to birth our next evolution as embryos of creation. And I was born. I imagine Mama smiled and cried at the woes and joys of bearing female fruit. Her tears fell into my mind like rain, watered the seeds she planted there. Pain, pride, beauty, wisdom. I know she loves me strong because I evolved into the next version of her. And her smile still warms the fibers of my being, where cotton grows in my guilty memory, stained with strains of indigo. The sunshine reflected in her eyes shines on my soul, making me more alive. And as I grow older, I am born again and again and again and again and again. Thank you. Blessings.
Pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Tẹ̀sẹ̀ làtà o, pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ayé, 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 ayé. Pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ayé, 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 ayé. Pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ayé o, pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ire lónìí, kò párọ̀ kó dọ̀la. Àríbá ti ṣe, àrọ́nà gbẹgbà. Ohun akẹ́kọ̀ọ́rí, bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló máa rí. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ti já síre, gbogbo ẹ̀ ti já sáyọ̀. Ire lónìí, ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́ọ̀la, lórí ọmọ, lórí ọkọ, àfẹni tiwa, ìwé ní tiwa, wá, 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 wá. Ayé, ayé o, pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ayé o, pèrègèdè, àwáyé o, pèrègèdè. Ayé, 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 ayé.
We have a duty to life, to live. So each day, I rise with the intention of all of us making it home. Because something is always dying, just not in the middle of the room. They were roses before they were mulch. 5 pennies in a drawer. A beggar's feast is better than an empty basket. All stories start with the potential of happy endings. I walked for miles in the eye of the storm, blinded by the sun I sought. For 7 miles, I was a full moon, 5 pennies in my pocket. Life is a dream that ends upon waking. Roses and illusions die. Centuries underwater sleeping, phantoms, the bones, and I. Sometimes death saves you for life. Roses floating on the water, 5 pennies in a drawer. That's the smell of hope, she said, but never quite understood. Metaphors dress the truth for dinner, a meal of ghosts walking on the water, mostly bone, but some have eyes floating across the graveyard. North Star eyes dream of locomotion. Transplanted trees grow in the direction of home. My MLK walk resurrected itself on a milk carton in Harlem. Became black berets, leather, coats, and guns. Locomotion became movement. They were roses before they were mulch. Something is always dying. Minutes murder hours. Every sunrise, light cuts dark. Rage and bullets next to hope in the drawer. Bones on the water, bleeding lions onto the street in the flow of lost religions, dangerously feeding the lumped. Baraka said, every man should see himself when thinking of God. Spotlights and sunsets buried my 5 pennies in the back of my mind next to the chatty dead people. I wanted to be a river, but the ocean branded me. One hand a spear, the other a shield. Neither tool favored. The dead won't shut up. They got them pennies. They rattle them like dice. Something is always dying, just not in the middle of the room. The wind won't leave me alone. Got me watching fig trees and praying to grapevines. Crows and doves watch over me, knowing I to want roots. That dream drowns 1,000 times a day. Sharks and itinerant poets, prophets writing dirty, God's trombones. Joshua rode into Jericho with the confidence of Hannibal. I got an eighth in gin for Ogun. I favor brown liquor, drums and gods of thunder. I talk to the dead. We got pennies for eyes. They rattle like dice as we float across the graveyard, ruthless, rootless, defying the storm, riding on the wind, rage and bullets in an open jaw.
I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself until I know. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself until I know. Go and sing that again. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself until I know. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself. I will trust in myself until I know. And I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right until I know. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right. I'm gonna treat everybody right until I know. I will trust in myself, and I will trust in myself. We're gonna trust in ourselves until we know. We're gonna trust in ourselves. We're gonna trust in ourselves. We are gonna trust in ourselves until we know. Thank y'all. Thanks for singing with me.
Say love is the way.